fucking live on what day is it? Wednesday? Live on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
we're live on a Wednesday.
We are live on a
Welcome to the
Wednesday.
Legends Clubhouse. I am Wild Wednesday Bobby Caboose. As always, I'm here with late as always Lawson Turner. What's going on, man? You were almost late again today.
I'm always on time. Despite what the
No,
man of a
man.
thousand and one nicknames says, you know. It's the
You
man of a
are you
thousand
are
and
late
one nicknames,
time
right?
after time, just like Cyndi Lauper. Say what?
Huh?
Huh? What was your little slick saying?
I,
Hey,
continue?
guess what?
What?
I broke my nerfy streak of losing on Monday. We'll
We
get to that later,
we love
but
that.
broke the streak
Yeah,
with the
dude.
Colorado Rockies, baby.
Do you feel like you just beat the Undertaker streak?
Almost,
Yeah,
almost. More like Goldberg streak because Goldberg sucks.
yeah.
Um,
It's funny you bring up Goldberg because I saw a picture literally earlier today, this morning, and it was like, how would you feel if this happened? And it was, an edited picture of Goldberg, holding the fucking belt and stuff like that. And I was like, how would
mhm,
you feel? And I was like, that would be terrible.
yes, it would be absolutely terrible. I don't know if like I wonder if there's any like Goldberg fans out there like that are excited to see him against Gunther. Like I don't think it exists.
Well, I'm sure due to, like his, in quotations, aura, or because,
Hmm.
this, whenever his music pops, the chants start going. Everyone gets hyped because he's not in the same realm. Because I like to think of, especially when Brock was a real part timer, like him and Brock, they were just so polarizing. They're these
Hmm.
big giant fucking freaks. No matter the
Very
age,
fast.
they're just giant Vikings.
Hmm.
However, with Goldberg, coming in really, and on the crazy back nine like this being his last one, it's always interesting for the wrestlers that get, I want my one more match, because normally that shit never turns out well, and of course you're gonna lose because they can't give you a win because there's nothing to
Right.
do if it's your last
Well,
one.
that's like wrestling tradition. Like you lose your last match. You put the guy over, and like I don't know if Goldberg understands that. I don't know if he's gonna be like,
Right.
no, I win. No,
Mm.
no, I win. I win.
Yeah.
I win.
The whole thing too is like, I know it's in Atlanta too, so it's gonna be really interesting to
Are you
see.
going?
Fuck no.
Why not?
I don't want to go see Goldberg. Like what?
Why not? He's your favorite.
If I wanted to watch a Goldberg match that lasted 5 minutes, not even, I would go and watch him and Regal's match from the '90s.
Okay, okay. So, you're telling me there's somebody else that is your favorite former Falcon slash heavyweight champion?
I mean, when you put it in that context, probably not. It's so funny too, cause like he
I
was,
mean, LG Crumpler didn't do it.
huh?
LG Crumpler didn't do it.
Yo, shout out LG Crumpler. That's an awesome pull. 59 more
I mean,
days to the NFL season. 59 more days.
um, dude. So I was when I was sleeping last night. I had this dream, and I kind of not like Martin Luther King, not like little black babies and little white babies are gonna be holding hands or anything, but I hope that happens, but it wasn't my dream, right? And it wasn't mine. The dream that I had last night, man, and I was kind of pissed because I was trying to like you ever have a dream that like you want to know what happens and then you wake up and you're like, fuck, what was gonna happen? Like
So you
I
try
need to
and go
know.
back. So you try and go back to sleep for those 90 seconds, and it's just gone. The moment's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I can get back into it. It's weird. Like sometimes I can get back into my dream, but
Yeah.
no, these were during the three snoozes that I had, so
Mm.
I couldn't fully get back to sleep to find out. But I found out that I was being accused of murder, and
Nice.
so apparently I murdered someone, or we're accused of it. But I wanted to know if I got off or not, or if I actually did it, or what happened. So I guess I'll never know.
I guess you have to. I guess you have
Find
to
out next
find
week
out, or
on
find
the
out
next
tonight.
episode.
Yeah, find out. Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, find out next episode of Bobby Caboose's dreams.
Yeah, for real.
Did he fucking murder someone?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had this dream, man, and I was like super into it. And I was like, oh shit, did I do it? Or I'm like, I don't think I did it, but maybe I slept walk and stuff or sleepwalked and stuff and just killed somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I got it in me. Maybe my hands were bloody. I don't know.
Maybe maybe I got it in me with these hands.
Maybe I had a bloody glove laying around. I don't know.
It may or may not have fit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was so curious about, if I did it or not. I mean,
Mm.
do you think I did it?
Nah.
All right, thanks. But I think I did. I don't know. I was feeling like in the dream, I was feeling like kind of guilty. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. Like maybe I did it. So I don't know. Maybe
Interesting.
I guess we'll never know.
Really interesting dreams. I read somewhere a couple years ago that your average dream lasts about 7 seconds, and
Yeah.
it's like my ass, bro. Because I'd be going like full on SEAL Team 6 bullshit movie, like some sci-fi movie shit going on, and then it's just no way it's just 7 seconds like that. Like no,
Dude, all my dreams are like adventures. Like
for real.
it's either like, I'm going somewhere or like I get a WWE tryout or I'm talking to Triple H about business or we're playing tag in the backyard but we got bazookas and we're shooting each other or some shit. Like
There's
it's
always
it's
some
crazy.
adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's never like I never like I don't know if that's normal. Like I never
Mm.
like even my girl's like rarely in my dream. I just it's always about like and it has the most random people in it. Like it'll be people I know or celebrities or whatever, but like it's I never really have much communication with like it'll be like sometimes be talking to Triple H or something, but like usually I'm just like kind of like observing or getting an opportunity to do something.
Yeah.
And but then I'm like, fuck, man, I want to see this through, and then I wake up and I get pissed.
And then I get pissed. Excuse me. Yeah, it's really interesting as to like who's in your dream, because for everyone that believe that like if someone's thinking about you, I read somewhere a long time ago that if you dream about someone, that person's thinking about you or some other shit, and how like we're all kind of
Mhm.
weirdly connected, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
that's kind of nuts for your 3D like chess per se thinking.
yeah, yeah. Like I was just, like, cause yeah, like some random people from my past will come in, and like it'll be like people that I haven't thought about in fucking years, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And they're like,
Mm.
"What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm trying to get off a murder charge. The
I'm
fuck you
trying to
doing
get
here?"
off a murder charge. That's funny. Did you see last night that it was the first time in MLB history that we had a day that there was a leadoff inside the park home run, and then there was a walk off inside the park home run in another game
I
later
did
last
not
night.
see that.
That shit was. How often do catchers normally hit inside the park home runs? Because that normally never fucking happens.
They're not usually that fast.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
who's the catcher that hit it?
Patrick Bailey for the Giants.
Don't know him,
Well,
but does he have some wheels?
no, it was they were playing in San Francisco, and you know how they have that giant, crazy fucking wall in right field,
Hmm.
and it took a
Tony
crazy,
Globe?
yeah, it took a crazy bounce to just roll forever, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty interesting because once again, I don't know like every baseball player to a fucking T, so I'm like, oh shit. Bro, hit a walk off inside the park. That shit's even more nuts if you like hitting inside the park home run is insane.
Hmm.
Walking a game off on an
Yeah.
inside the park home run, and you're a catcher on top of all that shit's fucking nuts. And the fact that
Then
it was, huh?
you gotta look up his speed on MLB The Show and see how fast he is.
That's a great idea because that would
Yeah,
exactly give us a one-to-one replica as to how fast
exactly.
he really is. Like
Exactly.
example, Ronald Acuna only has like 73 speed in the game, so he must not be fast IRL. He could never steal like 70 bases or anything
Exactly.
because like he's not that
Exactly.
fast. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
he's not that fast. But
it's
because like I would be like a 94. of speed, and then my base running aggressiveness would be a 99.
Yeah. Uh, it's really interesting as to how they make their one-to-one stuff. Like example,
Hmm.
you'll have the Ronald Acuna example. He'll have like 73 speed but 99 steal, and it's like I don't know when he's stealing the base, that motherfucker looks.
It's better than having a one speed and a zero steal, like
It is true.
all the years that like Miguel Cabrera or Victor Martinez was in the game,
Mm,
that you would hit a double off the wall and be like, cool, I can't make it to second.
cool.
I'm just gonna stay at first.
Yeah, there's
And
I was gonna say
they're my time run, and do I take them out or not? I don't know.
there's a catch. I don't know if he's still in the MLB, but in previous games he's always been one of the best hitting catchers. Yasmani Grandal,
Hmm.
and that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Yasmani. Yep.
Yeah, and that motherfucker always had like
Sure.
two speed, zero
Yep.
steal, and you're like if you hit it deep in the gap, single,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
dude.
pushing, you're not chugging for two.
I would always I brought him in a couple of my franchises to be a veteran hitter, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude. Like he would hit like 350, but like I'm like, the fuck, dude, you can't move. Like what am I supposed to do with you? Now,
When
now,
me
I'm,
and
now I have to now I have to trade you and or get somebody else that has some more speed as a catcher.
when me and one of my boys play, MLB the Show, like 2v2s and stuff like that. He's not very knowledgeable about baseball either, so he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy? And why does he have 26 speed? He fucking sucks." And I'm like, "That's why in baseball you can be tall, short, skinny,
Yeah,
fat, muscular. If you can hit that bat, I mean, if you can hit the
you mean
ball,
Paul?
yeah, if you can hit that ball with the bat, we'll
Yeah.
take you. It's kind of like how in in soccer, depending upon like position and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. Tall, short, fast. Not like
Mhm.
you have people that specialize in like your set plays and all that on all that
Yeah.
jazz.
Yeah, man, and we saw another brilliant performance by Scooble the last couple days.
Dudes,
Um,
that dude's a
and the
freak.
Tigers won again yesterday. Man, best team in baseball. Can you say that about your city? No,
No,
because you don't have a baseball team.
I,
Um,
I don't.
but
And
I
even
mean,
if
you have
I
the Braves,
and even
but
if I
they're
wasn't,
like cowards there.
I was about to say, even if I was a Braves fan, they've been crazy hurt the past 3 years, and it's so funny because I remember like they won the World Series. I think it was in 2021, and then like 2 years later, they were the best team in baseball. I think that was their
Hmm.
first year that they had Matt Olson, and he led the league in home runs. And then they get popped by the Phillies in like the second round. And then fucking then last year Acuna gets hurt again, and a lot of their pitchers get hurt again. And then this year Acuna comes back and is awesome. However, uh, Profar gets suspended after after his first game for 80 games, and then
Hmm.
we have four pitchers go on the IL for Tommy Johns or bro. I remember about 3 weeks ago I was watching Chris Sale just deliver a master class. He looks like he's gonna go the whole game against the I think it was the Mets, and this old fuck dives for a fucking ball in the infield and gets one out at first. Well, I can't remember if he got him out or not, but then he gets up gingerly and then like gives up a single and then they take him out with like at 8 and a third innings pitched. 2 days later, Chris Sale put on the IL cracked rib, and I'm like, yeah, you old fuck, stop diving for balls. You are way too
He
valuable,
got the out. You got to
huh?
leave it on the field. He got the out. You got to leave it on the field. Have you watched Quarterback on Netflix?
I saw season 2 came out. I was gonna watch it later today. Have you
I've
started
watched a
it?
couple episodes. I watched a couple episodes last night,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how many episodes there are total. I watched three
Yeah,
last, but
I've seen a bunch of
dude,
clips
after
and
watching
I've seen a
this,
bunch of clips and stuff on like Twitter and stuff like that or X.
yeah, after watching this, like I don't know how Jared Goff isn't the most likable quarterback in the league.
Well, yeah, he's Ryan
Like
Gosling. Look at him.
I mean, like just like when they talk about the Rams trade and like him, coming over here and like all this stuff and like wanting to win here, and he was like, "Oh, like I was really depressed," but then like I talked to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, and he's like, "We want you here in Detroit. You're our guy," and all this stuff, and it was pretty cool. Like he's,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about writing an article about like how can he not be the most likable quarterback in the league,
Yeah.
especially if he ends up getting Detroit a Super Bowl, which I think is in the picture, but
Mm.
hopefully, but he's just a likable guy, man. Like you gotta, he's a guy that it's hard not to root for. I mean, the guy has nothing but success so far in the league, and he gets treated like he's a piece of shit. Like, I mean,
I never
um,
understood the Jared Goff hate either. Like I always thought, I maybe it's because I try and look at things. I take them for what they are, and I will love these players for what they are, not what they are not. When you compare
hmm
Goff to like a Mahomes or a dual threat quarterback, obviously he's not going to be the same. He is one and I know you hate him, but Stafford, they are almost like the last of the pure pocket guys. Like yes, Goff is mobile, but
hmm
he can wheel and deal from the pocket. That's where he wants to operate from. And I always never understood the hate. I get it. They made the Super Bowl in 20, what was it, 19?
Yeah, so I think it was the second year, so yeah, 2019.
2019 with the Rams, and he was piss poor in the Super Bowl. However, that was one of the best defensive games you'll ever see, and one of the best
Right.
defensive performances by your. I feel like too that was Bill Belichick's last. Here, I'm gonna give you my 102 heater. I still got my
Yeah,
fastball, and he shut down another legendary Rams offense because they were a legendary Rams offense.
right. And yeah, you're going up against the greatest defensive mind ever to coach
Yeah.
in the NFL. And yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Goff made the playoffs in his rookie season too, and
Hmm.
the season after they won. Like I think I think he only played for the Rams for 3 seasons, right? Um
Something like that.
3 or 4. But he made the playoffs almost every year.
Hmm.
And I'm like, dude, like, okay, like, again, and that goes back to my thing of the year that he got traded here. I think he would have won the Super Bowl with the Rams. Like the Rams were so good that year. They didn't. I mean, it wasn't because of Stafford that they won. So, yeah, I don't understand the hate for him. Like he was a number one pick, and I think like there has been way worse number one picks. Like he is not a bust. Like
Yeah.
if he would have went like anywhere else in the draft, number
Hmm.
two, number like it's second round, third round, like he would be an amazing draft pick. Like
Yeah.
just because he went number one and he hasn't like I mean he's just turned 30 years old. I mean he's gonna be 31 this year, I think, when the during the season.
Yeah.
So I mean,
He he was drafted number one overall in 2016. I'm not gonna go through the whole first round, but I'll go through like the top 16.
mhm,
So you have Jared Goff number one, Carson Wentz number two. Uh, I think enough time has passed. Goff's better than Wentz. Wentz's
yeah,
ceiling might have been
he's had
high.
one good year,
Wentz's ceiling might have been higher, but it was only for 1 year, and it
yeah,
wasn't even for the full year because he broke his leg.
right,
Joey Bosa, I think Goff is a better player at his position than Joey Bosa was due to injury concerns. Ezekiel Elliott, Goff, Jalen Ramsey. That's a toss up because Jalen Ramsey
yeah,
was a really good
but
corner.
you're also not gonna take a corner at number one for
Agreed.
most of it.
Agreed. Ronnie Stanley was number 6. Damn, I forgot Ronnie Stanley was drafted so high.
Who is that?
Ronnie Stanley, offensive lineman to Baltimore.
Cool.
Went to cool. DeForest Buckner to the Niners, 7th overall. Jack Conklin, 8th overall to Tennessee. Leonard Floyd to I was about to say to Georgia, coming out of Georgia to the Chicago Bears. Eli Apple 10th. Vernon Hargraves the third. 11th. Sheldon Rankins 12th to the Saints. Laramie Tunsil. I remember that Laramie Tunsil shit with the
Yeah,
mask.
he had the gas mask, right?
Yeah, he had the smoke
It's high like a
mask,
motherfucker on draft night
and
or
that
right before draft night.
and that dropped his stock crazy.
He would have probably been the number one pick.
he would have been a really high draft pick because I remember coming in. It's like okay, it's him and Stanley. They're the top two tackles. Pick your poison,
Yeah.
whichever one you like. Then it was Carl Joseph to Vegas. It just says blank, so I'm gonna assume that was Vegas. Corey Coleman 15th, and then Taylor Decker for the Detroit Lions at number 16.
Yeah, I was gonna say what joke did the Lions draft that year, but
Taylor Decker's
uh,
solid.
Neil Decker's solid. I'll admit that he's a solid player. He's been a solid player his entire career. Nice left tackle for the Lions, but it was in that era of like, could it be Pettigrew? Could it be Javid Best? Could it be fucking Ebron?
Yeah,
Name your Lions bust.
name your
But yeah,
Lions
man. After
bust.
watching that, I was a Jared Goff guy anyway, but yeah, it's hard not to root for him, man.
Yeah, I
Hard
saw
not to root.
I saw a couple clips of like uh Kirk Cousins about his situations. Like I feel like like the Falcons basically lied, and if they would have told me more what they
Yeah,
were gonna do in the draft, then I would have maybe went elsewhere, went back to Minnesota or whatever. And then
yeah.
I saw a clip once again. I'm probably gonna watch. I'm probably just gonna binge watch it all today.
Hmm.
Then I saw the Joe Burrow
Joe Burrow, man,
not
is
pouting, but flipping the fuck out on the sideline, saying we fucking suck, dude. And then one of my favorite tweets I saw yesterday, someone said that trade request in 2028 is gonna hit like crack in the 80s, like. When Joe Burrow eventually just has enough of this bullshit,
yeah.
cause even though I think he is a solid coach, I think he's a little overrated. Zach Taylor's low key on the hot seat.
Hmm.
I think so. You make the Super Bowl in Joe Burrow's first full healthy season, and then you've been a consistent deep. It's either deep playoffs or no playoffs at all, no in between.
Right. Well, look how long they kept Mr. 500 Marvin Lewis. I mean, he was 8-8 almost every year. Like, and they were just
Dude,
like,
for real.
whatever, dude.
I
Yeah,
rem-
like,
I
we'll
remember in
just keep him.
I remember in 2015 when they won the division and then still lost in the first round to us. It's
Yeah.
just,
Who's us?
you know who us is.
You don't play for them. You
I
don't live there.
I do in my
You're
heart.
not. You're not in the Steel City.
I
You're not. You're not going to the factories every day and putting in the grind and making steel
You're
and
right.
beams and whatever the fuck they do there. You
Yeah.
don't. You're not there. You're not Stanley Steamer or whatever the hell the mascot was.
Steely McBeam.
Oh yeah,
I wish
so
I could.
stupid,
I wish I could be like Steely McBeam when I grow up.
dude. If you just start dressing like him, maybe you'll get some traction.
Some overalls and a hard hat on the show.
Yeah, dude, all the time, all the time.
I just
Never
gotta.
change.
I just gotta chisel my chin out so I've got that
Yeah,
worker's man chin.
yeah, man.
That's so funny. Now though, but I think I love normally whenever any shows like this come out, like for the NBA when the first starting five came out and it was covering like the Olympics and stuff like that. I also can't wait till season two because they two of the five players they did Shea and Tyrese Halliburton.
Hmm.
So having those finals in the game seven heartbreak and oohs and ahs from Halliburton's injury to Shea's triumphant
Yeah.
cap to the season. It's just gonna be awesome. And it's almost like for your casual fan. That's why whenever the NFL during the season they drop the mic'd up videos and stuff like that,
Hmm.
where you get to see some of the players shit talking or
Right.
just talking amongst themselves, hard knocks to where you give your average fan to fanatic just a little bit to peek behind the curtains. We all love that
Yeah.
stuff because it's the more access
I
you see the part in the athlete's life that we don't normally get to see.
Right. I've only watched the stuff with the Lions on it. Like the Hard Knocks with the Lions was the only season I ever watched.
Mm,
And this quarterback thing, and if Jared Goff wasn't on there, I wouldn't tune in. I just like I feel like I get enough football,
right.
during the season, and not that I dislike football, but like I'm kind of sick of like turning on ESPN in the middle of summer, and they're like, oh, training camp's going on. I'm like, why don't you talk about something else, dude? Like fucking A, you talk about football all fucking year. Like I
Yeah.
might be in the minority of that, but like I'm like, dude, like I don't fucking care that Priest Holmes ran a 7.840 at 50 years old.
Yeah, with the
I don't know if
now
that's a story, but you know,
right, something, along those lines to keep football in season per se.
yeah.
With football being king, I understand. However, I do get your oversaturation of football during the off season. Like, oh, training camps in 8 days. Unless there's a major story, like example, are the Steelers going to cave and give T.J. Watt $40 million to make him the highest non-paid quarterback, in the league? Well, yeah, it's
They're gonna
just what's
trade
going to
him
happen.
for a seventh round pick
I'll
to the
cry.
Lions.
I'll cry. I did see one projected trade where it was like T.J. Watt to the Lions for Jameson Williams a second and like a fourth, and I was like, no. I saw another one where
I
it's
wouldn't
like,
even take that as a Lions fan. I want JMO.
yeah,
I want Jamie on our team. I don't think they're gonna sign him long term after his contract, but just
I
because
think,
there's too many off season stuff or off the field stuff. But
yeah,
um,
I
and you
I think
you got
he's
to
a
decide who you're gonna keep and who you're not gonna keep with the Lions because they're a young team with a bunch of rookie contracts.
Yeah, and all those guys are gonna get real expensive real fast, especially
Yeah.
like when they all got drafted. Because they all got drafted
Mhm.
around the exact same time. So
Right.
you could go to like because Jameer Gibbs, one of the best all around running backs in football, he's gonna want to get paid. Jameson Williams,
Yeah.
he's a highly productive big play receiver. He's gonna want to get paid. Ada Hutchinson, despite a broken leg, he's gonna get paid. Like you
Yeah.
had Byron Branch.
Bobby Kaboose is gonna get paid.
Bobby Caboose needs to get paid.
Yeah.
You know,
So I mean, we got a lot of people on our payroll that we need to get paid.
right?
Um, and unlike some companies, they pay out. So, like you can't just have a business model that you're like, hey, I'm gonna have a bunch of employees and I'm not gonna pay them. So it just doesn't work.
No,
People find out that you're a fraud real quick. And
with
if they
this,
don't, they will know. But anyway, um,
right?
I digress. But the Lions are going to be able to pay him out, man. They got money, you know.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, it should be interesting to see on like what kind of moves and who they let go eventually because, like you said, they can't keep them all. But I'm waiting for the Steelers to be 4-13 this year, because they're going to blow with Aaron Rodgers and they got rid of their best player and everything else.
I hope not. I'll be sad. I'll cry. Um,
And I
to,
heard Rashad Mendenhall's coming back.
for as dope as Rashad was, I still think that fumble in that Super Bowl just erased everything he did well as a Steeler. Shit pissed me off. Back when I didn't even know what being pissed off was, I was just mad at the world.
What,
Uh,
like 4 days ago?
yeah, like 4 days ago. To move away from
You were
football,
nothing but smiles until 4 days ago.
shut up. Did you see O'Neal Cruz is he announced that he's gonna do the home run derby?
I did see that.
I I,
It's
I saw
it's
someone
interesting when
say that
people.
he's gonna be he's. I'm sorry to cut you off. Uh,
No, it's good.
Unlike some people, the I saw that bang the gavel.
Yeah.
I saw someone make a joke that O'Neal Cruz is gonna be the first player in MLB history to strike out at the home run derby.
Well, it's interesting when people, the guys sign up because, you know, it is a little bit of a different swing than your normal MLB swing. So it's like, or your normal plate appearance swing. So like, um, it's interesting to see the guys first half of the season
Mm.
if they enter the home run derby, how they do the second half because a lot of them it seems like if you don't do well in the home run derby, like it kind of fucks up your swing for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember. I remember what was it 3 years ago when Adley Rutschman was in it, and
Hmm.
as a lefty before he called time, he only hit like four, and then because he switched hitter, then he switched to his righty, and then he hit like fucking eight in a row. It's so funny to me when because I think to my recollection, I think there's three or two more spots. There's O'Neal Cruz, Ronald Acuna, Cal Raleigh, and I'm missing some people.
Is Judge?
I think Judge is in it, and if he's not, it's a damn shame because that big swole got that big swole mother lover
Motherfucker.
did for real. Who's in the home run derby this year? What's your
We
take on
should have
like
this all prepared. Our producers suck.
yeah? What's all the Byron Buxton and James Woods? No Aaron Judge.
No Aaron Judge, but James Woods.
James
James
Woods.
Woods is the name of the high school in Family Guy
Yeah.
until they changed it to Adam West High.
hmm
But yes.
What's your take on a lot of the All Star festivities, and who do you think has the best All Star stuff?
Um, I think. Well, I think everyone thinks the worst one is probably football. That
Yeah.
I don't care about watching a flag football game, or whatever the fuck they do now.
Or like the
Um,
leading up dodgeball games or the QB accuracy and all that
yeah,
stuff.
I don't know, man. I used to really look forward to the NBA All-Star weekend,
hmm
minus the game. Well, I'll take that back. The game used to be cool when they actually cared. Like they
Yeah.
wouldn't care up until the fourth quarter, and then the fourth quarter they'd turn it on and
Uh
actually
huh.
play defense and actually care about the shit. Now I like their shit is so confusing. Like you need to score up to so many points and you get bonus points and all that bullshit and
Yeah.
whatever. LeBron ruining the NBA once again. And I don't even know if he had a say in it, but it's during his era, so like he sucks still. And he ruined everything. But the dunk contest and stuff, like the dunk contest, like what else can you do, man? Like it's like the human body can only do so much. It's not like you're gonna fucking levitate and do flips and shit. Like, you know
Uh
what I
huh.
mean? Like, unless you're fucking Chris Angel. Um, but the 3-point contest is, I guess, is still pretty traditional. They have the bonus balls or whatever to make it a little bit more exciting in the skills competition.
hmm
But I think baseball has the best one. I mean, you have the home run derby, that you can't really fuck up, um, and then you have just the game, and then you
And
have the celebrity softball game too. Like that's
hmm
it's it's a competitive game. Like they don't like you can't go out there in baseball like and be like, okay, well we're gonna half-ass it during this game because what are you gonna throw like a 60-mile-per-hour fastball
this is
and
gonna get
fucking have
tanked.
a dude, yeah, and just have a dude fucking crank it over the fucking fence like people used to get pissed because the All-Star game for the MLB would determine home field advantage for the World Series, and I actually like that. People were pissed about it because they're like, "Oh, you got players that aren't even gonna play. They're a shitty team, and they're just out there because they need a representative." They're still fucking pro athlete, motherfucker. Like, you
Yeah.
know, sorry, there's a rule that every team has to be represented, which I think is a great rule because you should have a representative from each team. Um,
Is that still happening now?
I believe so. I believe so. I'm
hmm
not sure. I'm not 100% sure unless they changed it, because as you get older, you pay less attention to it because you have a real life,
Right.
But yeah, as far as like I said, I actually like that it gave the game meaning. Um, there was the one year that they were almost turned into like it was like, oh my God, it's tied in like the 14th inning and we're running out of pitchers. What are we gonna do? Um, so I don't know if it ended in a tie or not, but I forget. But anyway, um, I think they should go back to that as far as having the have it mean something. The hockey one, I don't pay attention to hockey enough to. I think it's now like a 3-on-3 tournament, which is a kind of a cool concept, I guess. Like if you want to switch it up. I mean, I just don't think people fucking care anymore. Like it
Yeah.
used to be, you know, like I said, I feel like athletes in generations past gave more stock into this, and especially like as soon as like LeBron's like was like, oh, I'm not doing the dunk contest because I'm a little douche and I don't think I need to do it. Blah 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 blah. Like that ruined the dunk contest. That delegitimized the fucking. As soon as he said that, like you're like, okay, well then why the fuck am I gonna watch the dunk contest? Like,
Yeah.
it used
When
to. some of the best players, like Michael Jordan would do it, like fucking Spud Webb, like I mean Spud Webb wasn't one of you know what I'm saying, like
Right.
big names would do this shit. Now you have a fucking you know high school dunker, winning it, who no one ever heard of, and he's got some contract in the fucking
G League.
DGFHL league or whatever the fuck they call it now, whatever letter they decide to assign it to. Um, and it's like, okay, cool, dude. Like you won the dunk contest like 2 or 3 years in a row, but you'll never see an NBA court besides that. Like it's like I don't know, man. Like it's
Yeah, the dunk contest. Like I've talked with a couple, friends and stuff over the years, and I'm like, I don't. They can't do this due to the symbolism of it and the tradition. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're going to eventually end the dunk contest because
yeah.
you can only do so many dunks. Like you
And
can only.
I hate how everything's a fucking 10, dude. Like come like stop.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Where
Stop.
like me, because normally whenever all that stuff happens, I'm in a party with my boys and we're all talking about it and watching it. And I'm like, oh, that's a solid 8, and it's a 10, and I'm like, um, okay. and and
Yeah.
and they create the your mind can only be so creative due to your body's limitations,
Right.
and to where I'm right there with you, where LeBron just owed the NBA one dunk contest. Now I understand
Yeah.
he's not an NBA, he's not a dunk contest dunker. He's more of an in-game power dunker. However, I think if he just goes and does his normal tomahawk and just slams the shit out
Yeah.
of the ball, oh, he'll get Google Gagas and go nines.
Because you're telling me LeBron can't put a dunk together that you won't see in the game with his athleticism. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
No, that's not.
Unless you're the dumbest motherfucker and have no creativity at all, which I'm starting to think because, let's tell every team not to draft your son until you draft him and then you're gonna fucking leave LA. But anyway, and he's just gonna get cut as soon as you retire. Um, you know,
Yeah, and
it's just
it's
I hate how he puts shit on hostage, dude. Like I just hate it.
yeah, and it's not that I'm saying that he can't be creative and make a dunk, because once again, with his athleticism, height, speed,
Hmm.
verticality, he 100% can. It's not, but for the majority of his dunks that he's done in the game, he's not doing a 360 or a crazy
Right,
like in between leg whatever. He's more drive down the lane, poster somebody, as opposed
right,
to like jump, spin around, corkscrew, completely
yeah,
wrap around and all that jazz. Which
right,
I do think there are two styles, but I'm with you 100%. And once again, even in LeBron's younger days, he just owed the league once to your point into like the Legends Pass of the dunk contest. That's why like now you'll see like Mac McClung, Stephon Castle, and like rookies that they just have high vertical jumps doing it,
yeah,
where it's not like I think that if you were to bring in like next year, if they have Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Aaron Gordon, and Zach LaVine, those are crazy freak athletes. Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon are two of the
hmm,
best dunk contest dunkers of all time. Everyone remembers their 2016 dunk contest where there were 5 or 6 50s in a row. You know,
yeah,
like to the point to where you just need one, and it's interesting because you can't ask like all your now best players in the league, they don't play the game, they don't play the game crazy vertically unless you're Anthony Edwards, because he's got crazy
right.
bounce. But like example, Wemby, he's fucking 12 feet tall, he can stand and dunk it. Jokic is not dunking.
Dude,
Lou,
Wemby should just do that. He should enter and just go like just
I,
that's his dunk. I
it,
bet it would get a 50 because no one else can do it.
it's so funny because I made like who's gonna be the first person to dunk from the 3 point line, and it might be Wimby's big
Mhm.
ass.
Well, no, Michael Jordan did it from half court. So
I mean that is true.
I mean, I'm just saying like he was the first and he's the GOAT and he's way better than LeBron.
Yeah. Well, we can agree that that's your opinion, but
No, we can agree that it's fact because not only did is he undefeated in finals, but he won on dunk contest
he did
as
win.
LeBron.
He did win the dunk contest. No, LeBron has not won the dunk contest, but
Good.
you know
'Cause he's a little biatch. No, I
that's
just
very rude.
like it discredited the whole thing, dude. Like it's just
Yeah.
like again, like you said, all he had to do is 1 year, and like people would have been fine. And like, and for the fact that like it seems like he likes the comparisons to Jordan, yet he is like, oh, I don't do it because you guys did it. I want to be compared.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the
I wear number
and
23, but I don't want to be compared.
I'm right there, which is to where like MLB has like the best All Star game, cause I remember before they added like the NBA draft where like the two highest players that got voted, they would like draft the other All Stars and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool, and because they made it like an
Mhm.
event, and the first year that they did that, it was an actual competitive ass game where you had in the fourth quarter teams like I think it might have been like Team LeBron versus Team Steph or whoever, it might have been Durant, and like they drafted teams, and you saw players that played on the same team really go against each other in the fourth, like wanting to win the
Yeah,
game. And they changed it, when Kobe passed away, where you win every quarter. Whatever team wins, they
yeah.
donate it to charity, and then after the third quarter, each team's the team with the highest score gets you have to hit score 24 more points, like the target thing. I think that's a little weird, just a little bit,
It's
as
so
opposed to it being like
stupid.
a.
It's confusing as shit to like just a normal. Like, what am I watching? You have to win every quarter. What are we even fucking junior high? Like, is there a fifth quarter that doesn't fucking matter? Like, are you gonna put all the bums in the last quarter just so they can get some playing time? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like,
Yeah, for your more
you know,
for your more casual fans that like they just turn it on, they're like, or people that forget, they're like, oh shit, the All Star game's on right now. Let me turn it on, and it's midway through the third, and they're like, why does it have like the little who won what quarter above the scoreboard? What is
right.
that? You know?
And what they should have done, I don't mind the like the captains. What they should have did that do though is do that live. Um, right before the game. Like in the arena, they announce everyone and then they give fucking Kevin Durant a microphone and whoever a microphone and be like, okay,
We're drafting
Durant, you
right
have the
now.
first pick. And he's
Yeah.
like, I got Darko Milicic. And the other guy's like, yeah, I got Greg Oden, and then you just like pick them live. And then, they
Mm.
have a jersey waiting for you and you just fucking toss them a jersey.
Yeah, like I remember when they did have the drafts and stuff like that, they did have it live and on TNT. However, it was like like a couple weeks before. Like
Right.
I'm right there with you. Where if they did it day of, that'd be pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, because
I
you're like,
mean,
oh, snap. Like, you have no strategy. Like, it's like, all
we're
right,
finna go out there and hoop.
throw a 35 out there. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Do, do you remember a couple years ago? I think it was like 17 or something like that, where because that's kind of what the NHL does, like they have their live draft and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
when Ovechkin's waiting to be drafted, they'd have like the little interviews in the back, and they're like, yo, Ovi, where do you want to be drafted? And he was like, and he continued to say, I want to be drafted last. I need a car, because whoever got drafted last gets a car, and they kept interviewing him, and he was like, I need a car so bad. You guys have like no idea. And like the camera would go to the back, and he wrote on a little piece of paper, I need a car, and he just kept holding it over his face. And he ended up being drafted like third to last, and he wanted to be last to donate the car to charity and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
he teamed up with, it might have been like a Honda or something. I remember him and Honda like teamed up, and they donated a car to whatever charitable organization was doing it for. But it was just so funny because like e- every time the camera would go to the back, he was like, "I want to be last. I need a car," because he's Russian, and
Obi,
his
Obi is the man.
his English is really good, but it's kind of still broken. So
Right.
he's like, "I need car."
I
It's
need a
funny, but
car.
yeah, Ovi's the fucking man, bro. He's so
Hmm.
like I'm really good friends with some Penguins fans, and so they're like, Lawson, how can you be a Steelers fan and an Ovechkin fan? And I'm like, he's the man, dude. And
Uh,
fucking I
and how
remember,
are you not an Atlanta Thrashers fan?
right. I remember I remember when I first showed a little bit of interest in hockey. It's funny because my dad, when I was like, "Yo, this Ovechkin dude's awesome," and he's like, I will not let you be an Ovechkin fan. That dude, he plays no defense. He's the James Harden of the NHL. All he does is score. He doesn't do dick else. Like he doesn't pass. He just shoots." And I'm like, Well, from everything I see, bro smashes people and he scores crazy goals. What more do you
He's got
fucking
no
want in
teeth.
hockey? Huh?
He's got no teeth.
Dude, for real. Like, he's there taking pucks to the face on the bench and just wiping it off. All kinds of shit, bro. He's awesome.
Dude, so did you know 2 days ago was the anniversary, 97 years, man.
97.
97 years of having sliced bread.
No, I didn't.
Dude, greatest thing since sliced bread, dude. 97 years we were able to enjoy sliced bread. What would you do if you didn't have sliced bread?
I don't know if I want to live in a world where there's no sliced bread.
Dude, I mean, how do you eat a sandwich? Would you just have two giant loaves? Would you
You,
just cut the loaf in half and have a giant fucking sandwich?
sandwiches might not even
Like,
be a thing.
I know, man. Like, think about all the sandwiches that you would be missing out on. You'd be missing out on PB and J, your turkey sandwich, your ham and cheese, your grilled cheese,
I got a
your
question.
salami sandwich.
I was just about to
Yes.
say, what is your favorite or underrated like sandwich meat?
Oh, the best is salami, salami or like a pepperoni.
Bingo.
Like but yeah, salami is number one.
Yeah,
The ideal sandwich will have salami, ham, um, what other meats are there? Salami, ham, pepperoni, um, provolone cheese. Provolone cheese is the greatest cheese for a sandwich when it's melted. You
yeah.
can't. No one can take me off this hill. I will die on this hill as provolone being. If it's a grilled sub, provolone is the greatest cheese you can have on a sub. And then you put some mayo on there and a little bit of lettuce. That's all. That's all you need for a sub. You don't need your tomatoes. You don't need pickles. You don't need a bunch
Mm,
of veggies. You don't need other meats. That's all you need is
yeah.
salami, ham, pepperoni, provolone cheese, mayo. Grill that bitch a little bit. Put a little bit of lettuce on there, and have yourself a feast.
Yeah, growing up, I was so like salami over like any other sandwich meat. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
that's just it's just something to it, dude. Especially
salami
the
smacks, dude.
huh?
Salami smacks.
Bro, for real, this shit's really good. I'm right there with you. Get you some salami, some pepperoni. I like spicy mustard. If I have a preference like that, stone ground mustard.
Okay.
This shit's good as fuck. But yeah, dude.
Um, Now is a hot dog a sandwich?
No,
It is not a sandwich.
no, it's not. Um, that I remember where did I first see that. I remember seeing a clip. It was like some social media team greeting players as they're coming into the facility, and they're asking them, "Hey, is a hot dog sandwich?" And they're like, "What?" Because they're like, "No, I don't care that it's meat between two pieces of bread."
What
No.
what are the rules of eating a hot dog?
What?
You don't know the rules of eating a hot dog?
No.
First of all, you don't deep throat it. That's not where I'm getting at. But
Yo,
a hot
yo, it
dog,
is way too early for you to just be assuming bro's just out here deep throwing glizzies.
a hot dog, a hot dog must must have mustard on it.
Yes, yes, no ketchup, none.
You can have ketchup.
Hell no, it's
It
against this
cannot be
religion.
only ketchup. It
No,
has if you want only mustard, that's 100% fine. But you cannot have only ketchup on a hot dog. You can have mustard and ketchup.
no,
You can't have only ketchup.
ketchup is against this religion on hot dogs. Fuck no. Me and my mom's
I'll
dad.
allow it,
Whenever me
but
and
you can't have the only condiment on there.
me and my mom's dad, whenever they'll like grill out or whenever we'll do like a
Isn't that your
family thing or
grandpa?
whatever. Yeah, but like example,
Okay.
I call him my pops. However,
Okay.
most people call their pops, like their dad and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Your dad doesn't love you, so that I get it.
my dad loves me, man.
I moved away from you.
Hey, dude. Thanks, prick. Uh, no, but we'll have a conversation, and it's like, like not ketchup. Mustard is the only acceptable condiment on a hot dog. No ketchup. The only thing ketchup goes on is fries, and I don't even like ketchup like that. I think this shit's too just no. Like out of all your dipping sauces, I think ketchup is crazy overrated. It's bottom tier. Now, what does belong on?
Ketchup's good with like chicken nuggets with nuggies.
But there's so many other sauces to dip your nuggets in.
No, ketchup reigns supreme with the nuggies.
That's a
I know
base.
it's a little kid thing to say, but
Yeah,
it's true
it's
because everything else fucks up my stomach. Like if I have buffalo sauce, I'm like, fuck, dude, I know I'm shitting like a motherfucker after this.
no
Like I
barbecue
don't want,
sauce, no ranch, none of
you
that.
know, bar ugh, ugh. First of all, barbecue sauce and ranch are the two most overrated fucking sauces ever. They're both fucking disgusting. The smell of barbecue sauce makes me fucking sick, and the people that fucking dip everything in ranch make me fucking sick. Like, it's disgusting that people dip pizza in ranch or put ranch all over shit. Ugh, that's so gross. And barbecue sauce, the reason I can't stand barbecue sauce is I worked at a nursing home in the kitchen and I would have to clean these tubs of fucking barbecue sauce and the smell was so fucking gross. I was like
I'm fucking crying, dude. It's
so
so
none of those
funny.
shits. Continue.
Fucking, that's so funny. Uh, I lost my train. Okay, an ideal
Sausage for nuggies.
yeah, chicken nuggets. So for I agree with you that ketchup, yeah, it's childish, but if you're gonna use ketchup on anything, I guess it's acceptable. I'm not gonna use it, but I got a question now. So like, if you want like a nice house salad, like, are you getting like Caesar dressing, Thousand Island? I know you're not getting fucking ranch.
Yeah, fuck ranch, dude. I got three go to dressings.
Yeah.
You got your obviously for a Caesar salad, you got your Caesar dressing.
Yep.
I really like Caesar dressing. That's probably my number one,
Mhm.
just because Caesar salads are like my top salad. So
Mhm.
though like a chicken Caesar salad would be the pinnacle of salads for me.
Right.
Second is Thousand Island. I do like Thousand Island. I can't have it all the time, but you know, it's a good number two. And a number three is, of course, a classic Italian.
Yeah.
Um, I probably get that one the least just because, like I said, Caesar salad reigns overall.
Mhm.
So the other two, I don't get as often. So when I do, I like to get that Thousand Island flavor. And like if I'm, really feeling just like, all right, I don't want the thickness, and I don't have a Caesar salad, so I go with Italian.
That is so damn funny. Speaking of people that put ranch and stuff on their pizza, I remember this one time I was visiting my dad, right? And he occasionally likes to dabble in the weed per se. This is before I knew that he was
He
dabbling in
does
it.
marijuana.
Yeah, he smokes every now and again.
That's
So
that's terrible.
coming
That's
from
absolutely
yeah,
terrible. Coming
yeah,
from what?
coming from you is
What are you talking about,
crazy.
man?
It's legal there. I know what you be doing. It's all good. Nah, though. So,
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
any hoozles. So this is before I knew
I
about
don't
that
do that marijuana stick.
that green cigarette. So I remember I was
Double
visit
lettuce.
the devil's lettuce. I remember visiting him one time, and he's in the kitchen, and his back is to me. I don't know what he has in his hands, but like my dad is really book smart, but he's just a dumbass. So I
That's why
see
I
probably. So I see him fuck.
call him a dumbass.
call me worse. So I come around the corner in the kitchen,
I deserve it.
and this motherfucker's like doing the hula hoop hip swivel, and I see his arms like this, and his back is to me, so I don't know what he's doing. And I'm like coming around the corner, all I see is his back to me, and he's like hip swiveling with his arms, like he's got something in his hand, and I'm like. I don't say, hey bro, what are you doing? I'm like, I get a little close. I'm like, what the fuck is he trying to look over? So I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? He's got a piece of pizza in his hand. He's got a goop of ranch on it. He's trying to spread it around the piece of pizza. And I'm like, yo. Then after I get close, I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? He said, I'm trying to spread my ranch on this piece of pizza. I said, why don't you just spread it with your finger or whatever he said? Or get a fucking spoon, you nut. He said, I'm not trying to dirty his spoon. And I'm like, so you're in here fucking doing the invisible hula hoop trying to get it to fucking spread across? I was like, yo, that shit is so fucking funny, bro.
Dude, yeah, ranch is a no-go, man. Ranch is gross. Ranch is overrated. So same with barbecue sauce. Um, but hey, like we started off the show, I ended my nerfy fucking landslide or whatever you want to call it, fucking craziness. I had like fucking 5 losses in a row.
Both of our nerfies hit.
I decided to go with the Rockies and it paid off. So I don't know what to do today. I want to give you a winner, but most likely we'll probably lose. So I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays and White Sox first game of the day. The Blue Jays are shocking the world right now. I think they're in first in the AL East.
Yep,
Um,
I think they're three and a
which
half.
now it makes interesting conversation. Do you extend Bo Bichette? Is he going to want to stay if you're playing well? But you got Eric Lauer. He's a left-handed pitcher. He's got a 4-1 record. We don't care about records, but he does have a 2.65 ERA, which apparently that doesn't matter either. With these fucking nerfies, with 51 strikeouts, he's going against Adrian Hauser of the White Sox. He's a right-handed pitcher with a 1.6 ERA, 37 strikeouts, and he's got a 4-2 record. So I'm going Blue Jays, White Sox, first game of the day. Let's get through that first inning. Let's make me a winner.
For mine, give me the Washington Nationals and the St. Louis Cardinals. Mackenzie Gore is pitching for the Nationals. He has a 3-8 record and a 3.11 ERA, and is having a really strong strikeout season. He is fifth in the MLB in strikeouts with 131. He is going against Andre Palante. He has a 5-4 record and a 4.1 ERA. Once again, 3 up, 3 down, and Mackenzie Gore is a lefty, and Andre Palat is a right-handed pitcher. So, let's make it back-to-back sweeps for the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, one good guy, one mediocre guy. But I hope that we can get through today with the nerfies. Friday, I will actually be via satellite in northern Michigan once again for the second time in this show's existence. Check us out every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:30 Eastern Time, live on YouTube under the New Leaf News channel. Check us out over at newleafnews.network/.com. Both of them take you to the same great site. We have daily content, and we're growing by the day. We have big things coming, big things coming. So check us out, whether it's sports, entertainment, horoscopes, pods and more, gaming, whatever the case. Check us out. We have tons of shit going on over there. We have a phenomenal team of around 10 writers, and we're growing, like I said, by the day. Check us out over on social media at New Leaf News on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube, of course. And subscribe to us. Go like, subscribe, all that bullshit. Like I said, we have a Pods and More section. Check out my other show. It's called the 64-Bit Legends. myself, Bobby Caboose, and my co-host Melvin Troy come up with some funny shit, and you'll get some comedic relief. Check us over at 64-Bit Legends on the X, on the Instagram. Same two platforms for myself at Bobby Caboose, and same two platforms for my partner over here, Lawson _1226. We all know by now that his either birthday pin or last four of his digits of his social try to steal his identity and get him a gift at the same time. You can, Amazon, you can put little gift cards in, or not gift cards, but like cards with a nice little message in there and be like, "Hey, I got you this gift, but I also stole your identity." He might get a laugh out of that, and then he might have to cancel all his credit cards. I'm not really sure. But you have a few months for to get Lawson a nice birthday gift. He's never received one in his life because it's always linked in with that day before. I'm not sure, but I think that's a big deal. Um, Anyway, um, I think I wrapped it up. I tried to be quick with it today. Um, it is Wednesday. It's hump day. It's my Thursday